So we have some very disturbing news that I want to get to because this is extremely important because we are actually being blamed for what is going on right now in the US economy. Now, I normally don't do this or haven't done this for a long time, but I actually had to print out what is happening. That is how disturbing this is. So I have a bunch of notes here. I'm going to read through this. I want to explain what's going on because, again, this is hurting every single person here. What we're being told, and this is the disturbing part, what we're being told is that there are 9.93 million open positions. So if you're looking for a job, good news, because guess what? There are 9.93 open positions. It also states that there are 1.7 open positions for every one unemployed people. Guess what? That is probably not the case. I want to explain why. What we are hearing now is that there are many fake job listings. So it doesn't matter if you're looking for a job, you're worried about Social Security, you're worried about the economy, or you are just worried for whatever reason. There are reasons to be worried. You want a job? Guess what? There's less jobs. You want to make sure Social Security stays solvent for the next 90 years? Guess what? That might not happen because all these potential available jobs that we say there are, well, there's really not that many. And here's why. What we are hearing is that people are getting interviews. They're going to these interviews looking to get this position. Then they're being told that that position is no longer available. It's just no longer available. But they're going to keep the listing, keep that posting on whatever website they have it on because they're always looking for new hires. Okay? I want to read you three emails that I received. Listen to some of these emails, and then I want to explain the real truth as to what is going on. Here's the first one. It says, "Mate, what is happening right now is not true. We don't have this many open positions. I think companies are not looking to hire, but continue to bring in people for the interviews. I had 3 interviews last week. 2 of them said they are not looking to hire now, but will keep me in mind for their future hiring events. The other company had the salary on the job posting at $30,000 to $75,000, but when they offered me the position, they said they could only start me out at $24,000. Now, I have no clue if this person took the job or not, but my guess is they didn't." Another person said this, "Finding a job in this economy is a joke. Seriously, there aren't millions of jobs available. Nobody's hiring. I have applied at every office building in my city and nobody has called me back, despite having years of experience as a receptionist and having a degree in business communications." And here's what somebody else had to say. Somebody else says, I quote, "I've worked for 3 different companies over the past 23 years and I have never seen this happen before. I was laid off last year and ever since I have been unable to find a new job. I have been to many interviews, but nobody has offered a position. I have even done several Zoom interviews, and all of them are from companies outside the state, which I thought was interesting. I don't mind working from home, but none of these job listings said I would be working remotely. I do have a question for you though. I applied for several different jobs, 2 of which were very similar, but they were not the same. However, when I did my Zoom interviews, the person doing the interview was the exact same person, and the job was the exact same. However, on the listings, the jobs were titled differently. Do you think this is why we have many open positions?" Now, I want to touch on that because that is exactly what is happening. According to multiple reports, what we are now seeing is that companies have realized very early on in the pandemic that they could hire from other cities. They do not have to hire. If you're in Baltimore, Maryland, you do not have to hire from Baltimore, Maryland. You can hire from somebody from Seattle, Washington, or from Dallas, Texas, or from Akron, Ohio. It doesn't matter. You can hire from anywhere if it's a remote position. You can hire outside of this country if you wanted to. Go to Mexico, to India. It doesn't matter. The Philippines. You can hire from anywhere. Well, guess what? A lot of companies realized they didn't have to hire somebody local. So what did they do? They started putting out these different job postings, and they put them on a bunch of different websites. And they decided, I'm not just going to put a job posting for Seattle, Washington. I'm going to go to Seattle, Washington, and San Francisco, California, and Chicago, Illinois, maybe New York, Miami, Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, so on and so forth. Guess what? They only have one open position. One open position. Let me just write this down for you. So you got one job right here. Okay, let me show you. This is my little desk. You got one job right here. But guess what's happening? You got one guy looking for the job, right? Got one guy looking for the job, but at the same time, you got another person trying to apply for the exact same job in Seattle, Washington. And then you got another person looking to get that job as well, but they're in Nashville, Tennessee. And then you got another person from Akron, Ohio, okay, who they're extremely happy because they think they're going to get the job. Well, guess what? There's 4 people fighting for one job right here. That's it. So guess what's happening? When we look at our report, it says that there are 4 open positions, when in reality, no. There's 4 listings for one position. That's the problem. Now, just think about this. There's 9.93 million open positions, according to the latest reports. But what if, okay, just bear with me here. Let me pull up a calculator so I don't have to do it in my head because that's not going to be too good. But let's say there's 9.93 million positions available. What if every single person, what if every single business, at least on average, put their posting up twice? That means there's only 4.9 million open positions. Okay? The problem is, out of those 9.93, we have about 5.8 million people that are on unemployment. So essentially, if we have 5.8 million people on unemployment, but there's only 4.9 million open positions, guess what? That's less. That means all those people on unemployment cannot come off of unemployment and start working. There's not that many open positions. Again, this is very problematic. Now, one thing I can tell you right now, and this is something that I think is very, very interesting, is that right now, and this is something that I did hear from a friend of mine who does have or is a manager for a pretty large company. Now, he said that one of the things that corporate told him to do, and I'm not going to say the name of this company, one of the things that he said is that corporate told him that they need to keep these listings open because they are trying to satisfy their employees. And you're probably thinking, well, how would keeping a job listing open satisfy their employees? Well, and let me know if this is you. If you feel overworked, what's the first thing that a company could do? Well, if you're overworked, the first thing a company should do is go hire more employees. But at the same time, if that company is attempting to hire new employees, when in reality they're conducting the interviews or just never calling people back, in the eyes of the current employee, they think, okay, the company is trying to hire more employees. The problem is nobody's coming in. But the reason nobody's coming in, at least for this person, at least for this company, is because they're not trying to hire new employees. They want to put on the facade, thinking that where the current employees think, yeah, the company's looking after us. They're trying to get more employees in, so I don't feel overworked. When in reality, no. They are putting up those listings, making it seem like they're looking for all these different employees, when in reality, they're not calling anybody back. They could care less if they get more people in. They don't want more people in. They don't. They want to keep the amount of people that they have or less, not hire more workers. So this person is pretty much telling me that no, they are not trying to do anything extra. They're just trying to make their employees happy. That's it. And this is why I think this is extremely disturbing, because the federal government's blaming us, the American people, that it's because of us the economy is struggling. It's because of us there's not more revenue coming into Social Security and Medicare. It's because of us the economy hasn't, flipped the switch and turned back over. When in reality, it's not because of us. It's because of the businesses. That's the reason why. So, just wanted to fill you in on what's going on at this point. I think this is extremely disturbing. The good news is we are now starting to get more reports out about this and about these fake job listings and these companies that are out there looking for employees when in reality they never call to get somebody in for an interview. I think this is extremely disturbing, but let me know your thoughts. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But again, also let me know, have you seen this in your area or have this happen to you? So please let me know. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button. Get this video out there so that more people can see it. Because honestly, right now, I don't see anybody covering this. I don't see anybody covering this. And the question is, why? Why are we not covering this?